patterns, cycles, and paradigm shifts. Everything is changing. That is the channeled message that I received for this reading. So let's look at it with this Hanged Man energy coming in to crown my reading with success. This Hanged Man energy is coming to crown us with success. And this is what I mean. We're the type of people that have already been different. We've already been other to begin with. Everyone was going a certain direction. They were going down a certain stream in the way that the stream was moving, right? People always looked at you a little different. You seem a little off. Even if you did fit in somehow, even if you did have successes and you were able to manifest many things, even if you did it in a different way, people still seem to look at you with a bit of a side eye with this Hanged Man. We are about to see, my friends, my underdogs, my outcasts, and on the more extreme side of the scale, those who have dealt with literal prejudice. The different ones, the black sheep of the family, whatever, right? You're about to see that this is actually your superpower. The very thing that people called you crazy for, is the very thing that in this new paradigm is going to be the thing that puts you ahead of everybody else. Now, I'm not here to talk about being ahead of everybody else, but maybe you felt kind of like people were passing you by and like everybody was racing past you and having all of these achievements and all of these successes, and you're just here hanging on the tree like, what the hell? That's what we're talking about today. The time is here. The time has come. Today we're talking about patterns, cycles, and paradigm shifts. And everything that's about to change with the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles I look at as like a mountain, as an energy that is immovable. Now in the positive, this is one of my favorite energies in the deck for like relationships and contracts and things that you never want to end, like family that you love or something that you want to preserve for the rest of your life, like your grandfather's pocket watch, and you go and get it fixed even, or you refurbish an old vehicle because you want to preserve the authenticity of the original. I love the King of Pentacles for that. I love the King of Pentacles for long-term, boring investment in the S&P 500, right? People have made lots of money off of those slow, long-term investments. They're called long holds. But on the other hand, this is also crumbling right now. And people, as it's crumbling, as these establishments are crumbling, as people's lives are crumbling, they're going to realize that they're actually looking at your back as you're walking away. You thought that all of these others were blowing by you for all those years, and they were within this paradigm. Within the old paradigm, sure, it looked like they were blowing past you. And you looked like the fool, right? And as I said that, the fool is right here. Sometimes I get scared with the cards, guys. Sometimes I get scared with the cards. I'm a Virgo. All these people seemed to be blowing by you in this old paradigm. And you looked like the weirdo hanging on the tree. You looked like the weirdo doing all this spiritual work. And like I said, we have had things manifest, right? A lot of us have with this King of Wands magician energy, right? Like, it's not like we haven't had achievement. It's not like we're just like sitting around on our ass at home waiting for the government to whatever. We're out here, we're building things, we're achieving things. But there always was this element for the collective I'm speaking to of, yes, we felt like we were enlightened. Yes, we felt like we understood more than the average bear, right? But at the same time, it's like, it's funny I said bear. Anyways, what I'm seeing here is things are going to look like they're speeding up for you now because you were already on the road this whole time. There's just an element here of like angst, and I relate to it, and I know a lot of others relate to it as well, where it's like you felt like you were doing, like you were the one who was ahead of things because you had this glow around your head, and yet it looked like you were not even qualified to be saying what you were saying or believing what you were believing. People looked at you like you were some sort of like head in the clouds dreamer, and I'm not saying that we're not, right? But at the same time, that's not all you were, right? What's about to happen? All these people, this is like the tortoise and the hare, all these people that were seemingly blowing by you are now going to be looking at your back because this whole time you were not stagnant. You were not just in a hanged man position. You were on the road into the new world, out of this old paradigm. So actually, the first will be last and the last will be first. The people that you thought were blowing by you are now going to be looking at your back because you're actually ahead. You thought you were behind, but you're actually you're further ahead. You're like 10 years ahead of everybody else or more, right? Patterns, cycles, and paradigm shifts. That's where we're at right now. 3 cards. You had your head in the clouds. Yeah, you had your head right in Metatron's cube. That's where you had your head, and that's the truth. See, you were seeing clearly this whole time. It just wasn't showing up in the 3D yet. You know? Sorry. To do one more. All right, there we go. Sometimes I feel like it's got to get cranked a little bit. Yeah. Sometimes there's like multiple transformations we have to go through as well. And then all of a sudden, thank you. All of a sudden, people are going to be like, where the hell did you come from? It's like, hey, I've been going through tower moment after tower moment after transformation for years. Well, it looked like you were kind of just like, in hanged man mode. It didn't really seem like you were doing much. But look. You were manifesting this whole time, and now it's just coming into the 3D, right? Patterns, like these are patterns. Like if you're looking at a Bitcoin chart, for example, we have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum. Say you're looking at a Bitcoin chart. Say that 3 times, everybody. Come on down. Bitcoin chart. If you look at a chart and you back it up by like 3 years' time, for example, say you back it up a year, you're going to see a pattern, right? You're going to see, that's how you learn how to read charts. You look for the patterns in the chart. And you can see like, wow, it went down at that time and it went up at that time, and the way that you learn to read charts and why things go up and why things go down typically is related to news. Like for example, if people see that there's some sort of news out about I don't know, like remember when there was like the whole like thing with Tesla And Elon Musk, this was like years ago now, Elon Musk was trying to bring out that whole freaking pizza coin or whatever the hell it's called. I actually made a little bit of money on that. What the hell is it called? Dog coin or whatever. Because I knew it was stupid and whatever. Anyways, I'm not going to go into that. My point is, these are patterns. You can look at a chart, you can look at a graph, you can understand it's going up, it's going down, and you find the patterns and you connect it all and you're like, okay, I'm going to invest now. I'm going to get in now because it's about to go up because this news came in, right? Patterns. Cycles. I keep this Ferris wheel as a reminder that life happens in cycles, right? It's like we see these patterns in our lives, and then we see these cycles repeat as well. Like, for example, with a cycle, you might date the same sort of person multiple times and be like, what is my problem? That's because that's just the natural, like that's the trajectory. Like if we don't change something in the pattern or the cycle, we will not have a shift. And we need to have a shift. But this is the crazy part of this message, is that for many of us here, we've already been shifting. We're shapeshifters. We've already been, I shouldn't have put my hanged man away. We've already been. We have this water energy here. This is good enough, right? Can I get an amen from the water signs? You might as well just bring these through. Same difference, right? You've already been going through these paradigm shifts through the years. And that's why you were actually ahead, not behind. Because now all these people, as they're seeing all of this old stuff crumbling, they're going to be looking at your back. They're going to be looking at your backside because you look good, first of all. Second of all, it's like the manifestation that you thought was taking so long. It's like suddenly certain things that you planted a long time ago are about to come forth very, very quickly. Because you were manifesting them all along is my point. All right. Card number 1 is the Ten of Pentacles. See, this is that new money. And I don't mean new money like new money versus old money, but I mean, I guess it could mean that, right? It's like this is like the old bankers, right? These King of Pentacles. What we're seeing is a breakdown of structure, or whether it's being broken down by people or whether it's just breaking down out of the fact that the times have changed and people have changed, and it's like new structures are needing to be built. Like, and this is the thing, it's like this is ours for the taking. It's interesting that I wasn't going to be talking about money today, but it's interesting that we have like this investment energy here. It's like we've been investing, maybe some of us literally, behind the scenes for years. And it's almost as if all of a sudden something is about to become worth like 10 times what it was before, just because of the time that we're in. It's like things are shaking up. So it's like you might own some old stock, you know, that whatever that that's just been sitting in there for years. Like I owned some it's not SpaceX. What did I own? I owned a couple things like that where it's like I bought in too early is my point, because I was thinking that there was going to be a lot more in like the space sector a couple years ago, because I was just seeing a little bit too ahead of time is my point. And I feel like, as an example, if I held that, I should have, we're about to be seeing more of those newer ideas taking off like rockets in this time. And it doesn't have to be money based, guys. It doesn't have to be investments. I'm just using it as an example. It's like we're about to see things taking off where we were like a little bit too ahead of the curve. And this is my message. This is my point. I got to get my hanged man back. Where did he go? Here he is. Thank you. Yep. And look, this is a card of investments as well. It's like we were investing, we were building all this time in this hanged man position, right? We thought that all these people were just blowing by us, but in reality, we were investing, we were building, we were understanding things on a high level and seeing things that other people didn't see way ahead of time. And so now it's like you have an investment that's now about to be worth a lot of money. And what I mean by that is that could be in any area of your life. That could just be like enlightenment based. Card number 2 is the Knight of Pentacles. See, this was long. This could have been like 10 years, for example, that you felt like you were in this hanged man. I'm pulling a Santero with the 3-card hold. The 3-card hold. How do you do it, Sam? It's like this was us. The hanged man energy can be prolonged with the Knight of Pentacles especially. I mean, this is like we were holding the vision as well. It's like when everybody else was saying we were crazy, we saw something ahead of time clearly. It's like we saw it. We understood it because we were forward thinking, right? And we looked dumb, a lot of us. We looked like we were childish even. But really, it's like he's like pulling along this cart of money, of diamonds. of gems, of jewels, of investments, of ideas, intellectual properties. It's like this is what was shimmering in the crown chakra this whole freaking time. And people are gonna be like, how the hell? Where'd you get those diamonds? Where did you get that perspective? Where did you get that money, literally, for some of us? Where did you get those ideas? Oh, I was kind of just quietly holding it behind the scenes, kind of just keeping it to myself, kind of just doing my hanged man thing, just doing my thing. I mean, this could even literally be a nod to Neptune and Pisces, where we looked like the idiots, we looked like the fools, we looked like the weirdos, but actually, we were the strong ones holding this position actually for society. It's not just on a micro level. It is because we all were doing our own, we were all having these like enlightenment and changes within us, and 3-3 master teacher, learning things, right? Making our investments in ourselves, in our lives. The season is about to change. And that's really my message today. This paradigm shift is going to feel like going from winter to spring. It's going to feel like very simple, like the change of a season. It's going to go from black and white to color. And people are going to say, how? How did you know? How did you understand that? 10 years, ahead of your time, 10 years ahead of the collapse of this or the downfall of that or the crumbling of certain ideas and paradigms. Well, that's because of this, all these people were blowing by, making their life investment, their life's work, blasting forward with the chariot in a particular direction that actually, unbeknownst to them, 10 years from that time was about to crumble. Card number 3 is the Hierophant, and it's in the reverse. Yeah. See, I was looking at this more as like, I don't like to bring religion into things unless it calls for it, because this is my past, and I don't like to press unless it's called for, I don't like to press my past perception of reality upon people, because this is an archaic structure that we are seeing crumble before our eyes, and I am part of that revolution because I myself have left this establishment. I have left the religious establishment in order to teach of the true enlightenment that I received along the way that had nothing to do with religion. Religion is what boxed my perception. Religion put me in a cage and put my enlightenment that I received from the divine, all the spiritual experiences that I had, it put them in a box, and it choked me like a snake around my neck to where I couldn't even breathe anymore to speak a word about it, and that's how they like it, right? So what I was looking more at this message today as the crumbling of establishments in like society with the King of Pentacles. But now that I'm looking at it with the Magician and the Hanged Man, this is very esoteric. This is very spiritual and religious. With the Hierophant, this is religions. This is philosophy. This is alchemy. This is manifestation. This is law of attraction. This is the alchemists. We are alchemists. We weren't just rainbow children that saw the world differently. It was much more than that. We were learning to become these little alchemists that were also figuring out how to use all of our tools. And it's like, it's our time to shine, baby. Because all of this weird religious stuff is being exposed, and all this crazy, money structure stuff is crumbling and being exposed. And here we are, just the crazy, wacko rainbow children with our head in the clouds coming through with some real interesting information. And with the Ten of Pentacles, this is the Tree of Life. This is like an encrypted code. It's like we got these downloads for all those years in this position. And it's like now people are paying attention because maybe it's showing up in more tangible ways in our lives, like our bank accounts, for example. It's like, oh, now they're listening. But it's not just that. They're listening now because they're seeing with this snake energy, they're seeing your skin it's coming off, and they're starting to see with this Magician, your transformation is unfreaking deniable. It's kind of like, oh, wow, your skin looks so amazing. What have you been doing? Oh, I've been drinking, green juice every day and blah, blah, blah. Oh, what's your recipe? It's like, yeah, people want to try your recipe when they see results. And I feel like a lot of us, we looked a little bit dumb for a while back there. And now that all this stuff's crumbling, here people come, right? Now that we have all this money and success, it's like here they come. Now that they're starting to see that everything I've been saying all these years, that Christianity was going down like the Titanic, it's like now they're starting to see that maybe was true all of those years ago. Oh well, let's just throw our pride to the side because the seasons are changing, like going from winter to spring. And we might have looked wacko like this. We might have looked like we were winter and spring as one being here for a while. But now people are starting to see the method to our madness. They're starting to understand what we were saying that whole time. And it's okay. It's okay that it took a long time because we were busy anyway. We had to build the things we were building in the back end, right? We had to make those investments and hold our position for a long time, and it's all for a reason, right? But this is the message. The time is now. So we don't want to, we could get so used to being in this position that now that the time is here, we don't want to stay here. We want to start, leading the charge. But this is the thing. It's like it's not really about that. It's because I'm seeing that 8 of Cups. I'm seeing even if we did stop for a while, we still are going to be way ahead. It might just be you might be 3 years ahead instead of 10 if you stop for a while because you're still ahead. You know what I'm saying? All right. I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here, and I will see you on the next one. Where's my rose? The next one. Come on, button. Sometimes my secret button works, sometimes it doesn't. All right.